Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning, visiting with Allie Bussey, who is the new president of Visit Canton. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And new title, new name for Visit Canton in itself. Let's talk a little bit about what we used to call the Stark County Convention and Visitors Bureau. What can you tell us about it?
Sure. Well, our actual business name is still the Stark County Convention and Visitors Bureau, but we're doing business as Visit Canton. And what that means is for us, we are out selling the destination all over the country, and truly, it's better to have an action word, so visit or explore. Different communities have different titles. We've chose visit, and then what is the most well-known in your community. So in our case, Canton is really what is the most well-known thing when we're talking about the community. That doesn't mean that we're only promoting things that happen in Canton. When we're referring to Canton, we're referring to the region and all the great neighborhoods and communities that exist within that. And quite honestly, it's been something we've been thinking about for a couple of years. And other convention and visitors bureaus, many around the country, actually choose the same model. So, for example, Columbus is Experience Columbus. They're representing their entire county. Same with Cleveland, their destination Cleveland. They represent all of Cuyahoga County. So it's really kind of the way of the future and the way that most convention and visitors bureaus promote their destination. And with all of the exciting things happening, David Baker over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame really says it best. He talks about when people are being inducted into the Hall of Fame, they don't say he'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. They'll say he's going to Canton or he'll be in Canton. So for us, Canton is synonymous with this excellence and this greatness, and we want all of our region to be surrounded by that same moniker of greatness and excellence.
How difficult was it getting the buy-in from many of our other awesome cities here in the area? You've got things going on in Alliance, things going on in Minerva, things going on in Massillon, and so forth. How did they take to Visit Canton?
You know what? We were very... We've been very open and honest about the whole process and had great conversations with many community stakeholders in those communities. And once they, understand kind of why we're doing it, and for even yourself, if you were visiting someone in another state and they said, oh, where are you from? And you were maybe from, let's say, Jackson Township, you're more likely to say, oh, I'm from Canton, Ohio, because the outside voice doesn't understand where all these townships are and where these lines are, even what county you're in, quite honestly. So when we started kind of sharing and talking through those logical, explanations, as well as assuring them with our own actions that there are great opportunities for every community to be highlighted throughout all of our marketing and sales opportunities, I think they felt much more comfortable with it. And, we really feel like the proof's in the pudding. If you go to our website or look at any of our other marketing outlets, we're really showcasing all those different destinations just as we always have. So we feel good about that.
The old adage, a rising tide raises all boats. So as more people come into the area, then they also are coming to all the area.
Absolutely. And the thing I keep telling people is, they might be having a fantastic experience in Canal Fulton. And if they went back and said they were in Canton, Canal Fulton still got this great piece of business out of it. So it just heightens the whole region and really strengthens the whole region. So
I have known you to be there and promoting our area forever.
Well, thank you.
And you've just been promoted to president. But let's talk about Allie and her own personal journey there. You have a personal history with the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
I do. I've been at the Bureau for almost 9 years. I started as the tourism marketing manager, and through that kind of really had an interest in learning more about the organizational structure and just the different things about the policies that it takes for a bureau to be funded and all of those different fascinating things. And I had a fantastic boss in the past, John Keist, who has since retired. And I learned a lot, and he taught me a lot. And after he had left, I became the assistant director, and then I was the interim director, and here I am now, president.
Yes, indeed. Are you originally from this area? Did you fall in love with it later, or have you just always loved it?
You know what? I am a Massillon Tiger myself. I graduated from Washington High School, and I attended Kent State University. So I've never strayed too far away. And what I've always loved about this area is just the ability and the diversity to do so many different kinds of things, to have the amount of attractions and quality destinations in one small area. We have more exciting destinations than communities 3 and 4 times our size. And people kind of We all put blinders on. We all travel up and down I-77 every day and probably like don't even look at the Hall of Fame or the McKinley Monument or whatever else. But truly, people make pilgrimages to go to these places. And I'm just so proud to have them in our backyard.
Just let's hang there for a little while longer. How many communities our size have this many nationally known and national iconic institutions right in them? We've got, as you said, we've got the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We have the McKinley Museum and Library. We've got the First Ladies Library. Scoot up a little bit more north and you are at Hartville Hardware, the largest hardware store in the probably world, because it's the largest one in the country.
In the nation, correct.
How many people in our small little area have these kinds of things? And then you go a little bit further north and you are among, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and some other things up in the Cleveland area. There and all the sports teams that are in this area. How many relatively small communities can boast this?
You know what? I don't know of any, quite honestly. I mean, we travel, we're primarily a sales and marketing organization. So our sales team spends many weeks away promoting all the assets of our community. And, I was part of that sales team for a long, long time. And I've never been anywhere in a community our size that has the amount of what we do. Every community has amazing treasures, and they should be, no matter if it's a historic home up to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you should be proud and cherish those treasures that you have. But for us, we really have an abundance of riches in the terms of quality destinations and affordable destinations as well.
I can't imagine what your calendar looks like as far as what you do, what the bussies do on the weekends.
Yeah, it gets a little hairy sometimes.
Do you feel compelled to at some time visit everything that you're promoting?
You know what? It's one of those things, I'll be completely honest. I feel like I've been to, knock on wood, someone will probably call me out for this. I feel like I've been to almost every single destination at one point in time. We make a very concerted effort to get into each community and explore what we're doing. We even will take days, oftentimes in the summer months, to get out and really explore the community and make sure we're up to date on what those destinations have to offer, get new photography for them. As far as the after hours, it gets a little hairy, but I try to prioritize. I have a husband and daughter at home, so I try to prioritize that I only go 1 or 2 a week, and then the rest of the time I spend with my family. And sometimes we just make those sacrifices. But so far, I've been very fortunate that I have great partners who keep us in the loop and know if they need anything, we're always there to support them. And I have an amazing team at work, so one of us is always somewhere.
The fun thing about being you is that you know a little bit about everything that's going on, so you know those cool little places that the rest of us probably or may not have heard of before. So I want to pick your brain here for the rest of our first half. Tell us about these little tucked away in the corner attractions that we might not have heard of before that would be so fun for our families to do.
Okay, let's go all the way up to Alliance, the most eastern part of the community. And they have some really, what I like to call one-of-a-kind things that you really don't, I know for sure 2 of them you can't find anywhere else. I think there's some other of this one other thing. So let's start with the 2.
Okay.
My favorite is the Troll Hole in Alliance, Ohio. A lot of people are like, what? What is this?
Well, my next question, what is that?
It's a really fascinating museum slash, I'd say, art kind of gallery. And it is the Guinness Book World Records largest collection of troll dolls. And it's fascinating because did you have trolls growing
There's
up?
funny little things when I was in about the 6th grade that they came out maybe for the first time, because then they've kind of come out over and over and over again. But yes, those I'll say ugly little dolls
With the hair.
Yes,
The crazy
with
hair.
the hair all over the place, different colors.
Yes.
And yes.
There are so many different kinds. It is absolutely fascinating.
And it's the largest collection, so we're talking
In the world.
How many?
Oh, the number. I don't want to say the number because I might misquote it.
Okay.
But thousands
In the
upon
thousands.
thousands.
Multiple thousands.
Multiple thousands. Multiple thousands. It's so cool.
Okay.
And then she has all sorts of, it's a local couple who owns it, the Grooms. And not only do they have this collection, but she dresses as the Troll Queen. Oh. And then there's this whole place out front that has turned into kind of like the other legends of the trolls, because in different Scandinavian countries and other cultures, there are these legends of trolls. So there's more of a historic side of it. And then what we know is like the gallery where you see like the world's largest collection of trolls.
What a funny thing.
So neat.
Oh, my.
So like, fascinating.
Where do we find this?
It is right in downtown Alliance, which is funny because the second place I want to talk about is 2 doors down, which is the National Cat Fanciers Association
This
Museum.
I've heard of. This is amazing.
It's so interesting that Cat Fanciers magazine, which probably almost everyone has seen or heard of at one point in their life, their headquarters is in Alliance, Ohio. Of all the places in the nation,
Go figure.
Alliance is their home, and they have a beautiful bank building that they have reconverted into this museum. So what a cool thing to spend the afternoon and go see the world's largest collection of trolls, then go see this really cool cat museum.
The Cat Fanciers
the Cat
Museum.
Fanciers Museum.
It's so funny. We are going to be having, actually, the Humane Society is going to be with us tomorrow. So tell us about the Cat Fanciers Museum, what we'll find inside.
All sorts of interesting things. Number that I think is fascinating is how the historic ways people used to transport their cats. So like the old fashioned, what we'd call a kitty carrier from 1700s, 1600s.
Wow.
And like the evolution of, and all sorts of cat art pieces of artwork, whether it's ceramics or dolls. So it's kind of a /history art type of experience. And then they have archives of all of their publications. And so it's really a very interesting place.
And an amazing thing that it's here.
Right.
That's something. So a great place for cat ladies.
And who doesn't love a cute cat?
Well, that's true. Kittens.
Yes.
I'm going to show my bias here. I think kittens are adorable, and they're a little bit of false advertising because then they turn into cats. but they are so
I don't think there's any actual living cats there. Maybe I'm wrong. I've
Okay.
never seen a live cat. So
Okay.
it's cat artwork and cat history.
How fun. All right, and I'm aware of also the Jupiter Art Gallery there. Is that in
That's
a similar
also downtown.
place?
Yep. So Downtown Alliance is kind of at the verge of their kind of revitalization, and they really have these 3 things that are kind of just how Canton was several years ago when the arts came in. It was really the kind of the catalyst for all of this new exciting growth and rebirth, and they're doing. All 3 of those are doing a fantastic job. And then just on the other side of town is Beach Creek Botanical Gardens with their
yes.
butterfly house, which will open very soon. And I love that. And I have a terrible confession. When you talked about me going all around. When the butterfly house first opened, I went in and I accidentally left the door open.
No way. Oh, no.
And I let 3 butterflies out.
Only 3? Well, that's not too bad.
And it was right when they were first getting ready to open. And I don't think they had as many as they do now because, they're just getting started. So
Did they chase them down, or were they gone?
I don't think they did, but they've invited me back since. So
Okay.
obviously.
So no harm, no foul.
Yeah, they've held no grudges, but.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, can you go in? Could I take a 3-year-old into the butterfly
Oh,
house,
yes.
and then the butterflies all fly around them?
Yes, and you put a little bit of sugar water on your finger, or one of my favorite pictures that the Bureau has. We used to do this annual photo contest, and you could submit photos. Was someone took their granddaughter's picture and put a little sugar water on her nose, and the butterfly landed right on her nose. So it's this beautiful little child with a butterfly right on her nose. So precious.
And that's okay. You can just do that.
Absolutely,
Fine.
and they
That
come
was
right
what
up
they
to you.
want.
It's so cool.
Oh, my.
And then on the flip side, in the winter, they do bird in hand, where you go and they put food, like bird seed in your hand, and the little chickadees will come up right and eat out of your hand.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that's not the only thing at the Botanical Gardens. Let's talk about Beach Creek there, because there's just all kinds of things
So
going on
neat.
there.
They have
Yes.
the sensory garden and all sorts of cool trails. It's a beautiful, beautiful little nature preserve and park, but everyone always really loves the butterfly house. That's
Oh,
always the high point.
How much fun. And okay, now let us know, weekends, are these places open on weekends? Because that's often when you're looking for something fun to do as a family on a Sunday afternoon, but many things are closed on a Sunday afternoon.
You know what? They are open on weekends. I always encourage you to go to our website, visitcanton.com, to check them out. And the way we've arranged it, you can either search by your interests, or if you're knowing what community you're going to go to. So if, say you're wanting to spend the day in Alliance, you click on Alliance, everything in Alliance populates right with it. So trying to help organize the information in ways that families can access and get the most out of that.
So perfect, and easily less than a one-tag trip. I knew I would lose track of time talking with you, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Our Community.